At the beginning of the 21st century, in a world becoming every year more interdependent, the ultimate educational value to students pursuing at least some portion of their undergraduate years living and learning in another country is no longer a fantasy. In 2008, more than 624,000 international students came to America to immerse themselves in what our education system had to offer. As news would tell us, we live in a global society, one in which knowledge, resources, and authority transcend national and regional boundaries. We bring you the stories of 3 international students studying here at Ohio Northern University, all from seemingly different walks of life, but pursuing the same ultimate goal: to become the proverbial well-rounded student and to shed light on the benefits of studying abroad.
With this video, we focus on 3 students, Linqi Du, who traveled from China, Krishna Odijahir, who traveled from the Netherlands, and Arata Doba, who traveled from Japan. 3 students who come from 3 corners of the world and journey to Ohio Northern University.
Actually, I really like this major, and if I want to take it in China, I have to get really high scores, and then there are only some certain schools offer this major, so it's really hard to get in. And also I feel like American schools offers more opportunities to practice, because we have to do a lot of practicums here. I think it really helps.
A very different education system than the European education system. What the big difference is that the American education system is very based on creativity and teamwork, which I personally really like to do. And that's basically what caught my interest to come to America and try to get my degree here in kind of an environment that I prefer.
Actually, I went to high school in England and Canada, so I get used to study in foreign countries.
Actually, in China there are many study abroad programs, kind of like agencies, which help students find like the schools which they want to, they want to go. So they will provide the information of the school, and you can choose wherever you want.
When I was looking for universities in America, I approached my godfather because he has been living in the United States for 22 years now. And he has friends who graduated from Ohio, so they're Ohio alumni. And they recommended him to put me at Ohio Northern since it's a small university and it's a lot easier for me to get used to the new culture that I'm coming in.
I think my home country's education system is quite different compared to the US. We need to take an entrance exam, and at that time you already have to choose your major. And once you get enter the college, you cannot change your major.
Dislike is that it is very strict. I mean, it's just going straight ahead. They give you your books, they give you your planning, and they tell you, this is it, figure it out. I mean, you do get help, don't get me wrong and everything, but it's very, strict, you know? In the American education system, you have a little bit more flexibility, and you can do much more things besides it than just studying for your degree. And that's also what I like.
I kind of like the life here because it's a kind of like small town and it's really quiet. But I really like the spring here.
The class size, we have like small class size and easy to communicate with faculty members, and they are really supportive.
For 1 year, my tuition is about 29,000.
I say we international students especially cost for the airplane fee to go back, and also the time we spend in either Ohio Northern or go somewhere during the break. And also like tuition depends on which department you study at, and housing and maybe the meals.
Well, that's gonna be around $34,000 a year. Included boarding, room and boarding, meal plan, all the fees that you have to pay basically, and all the what you have to pay for college.
I think I know American culture better because I found some differences. Kind of like you guys are used to use the dry machines, but in China we don't. We just have clothes like outside, but it smells really good because it's under the sun.
So I like American people's personality, some like such as outgoing and really sociable, and just really different from my home country because we emphasize on indirect communication. We have to read other people's mind. You guys in the US, you need to have a direct communication. You have to tell what you think, and that's much easier.
Experience. I have had so much experience. I mean, it's priceless. And I have created a new goal in my life since I came to America. And that is especially because of certain influences that I got from college and from the new people that I met here. And I think that is the biggest benefit of coming here because I have a new goal and that's what I'm going to work for. And if I haven't come to America, I'm not sure if I would have had that same goal.
Even in winter, people can wear shirts, you know? Like some people wear shirts in winter even though it's really cold outside. And people here likes coffee a lot.
They don't get embarrassed to burp.
That's me, yeah. I don't care.
It's gross. And maybe the difference is size of the chips or drinks. As it's size of chips, and good example is McDonald's. Like normal, like value meal is kind of like large for Japanese McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm talking on behalf of every international student, we all experience culture shock. It's a natural thing.
Wait, what's culture shock?
Culture shock refers to the anxiety and feelings of surprise, disorientation, uncertainty, and confusion felt when people have to operate within a different or unknown cultural or social environment, such as a foreign country. It grows out of the difficulties in assimilating to the new culture, causing difficulty in knowing what is appropriate and what is not. While all the students we interviewed said they experienced some form of culture shock, it was not enough to keep them away from ONU.
I think study abroad is really good. Like first time when my feet touched the land I was not familiar with, I feel like I was in a big glass bottle and I was looking through it. I can speak, I can hear, but I can't really touch it. But if you break the glasses, you may feel like, oh, it's awesome, it's really good.
The first step in globalizing oneself begins with the desire to break borders and let the world in. While studying abroad may be the first step in globalizing yourself, it is not until you can completely immerse yourself in another culture to feel the full effects and benefits of globalization.
Planning to stay here for like 1 to 2 years so that I can maybe get an internship or something else. And then
I'd like to stay in the US because if I go back to Japan, I will lose my English skill easily because it's still hard for me to speak English every day out there because we don't accept any immigrants except like married.
See, this is what it gets a little bit difficult for me because the field that I'm gonna go into, I prefer to be in a country that is bigger than where I'm from, because where I'm from is an island. And I want to kind of go broader and kind of get more people and all that things. So I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna stay in the United States, but I definitely think that I will be traveling around the world and see where I can settle.